welcome to Blissful Bamboo. Today we will be assembling the bread box that you should have received in the mail. Let's start by unboxing. Within the bread box, you will find your tools for assembly, your instruction manual, your bread slicer, your bread tongs, the top of the bread box, the shelf within the bread box, the roll top, the two sides, as well as the back and the bottom of the bread box. To begin, let's start by examining some of the unique features of the bread slicer. Unlike any other model on the market, this bread slicer features a unique slicer back that fits inside the slicer itself. To assemble the bread slicer, pull down or pull towards you on the spring-loaded mechanism that snaps the blades into place. Then, put your slicer back at any designated slot within your bread slicer, and you're ready to go. To disassemble, repeat all the same steps in reverse, pulling the blades towards you and folding them underneath. Next, we'll follow the step-by-step assembly instructions as listed on the instruction sheet. To begin step 1, you'll start by taking the parts out of the part bag and just pouring them onto your counter. You should have 8 screws and your screwdriver. Next, you'll find side A, the back D, and the top C, and just kind of set them to the side. So to begin, you'll notice that side A has this long, thin groove at the bottom. That's going to be important when we take the back D and screw it into place. Start by lining up that thin, long groove with the thin, long groove on side D, or back D. Next, you'll take 2 screws from your kit and just kind of turn them into place a little bit. Make sure the side is flush with the back. Next, you'll take your screwdriver and you'll just tighten up those screws. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. If you're having a hard time getting the bottom ones in, sometimes it's easiest if you take it and pull it to the edge of the counter and then tighten the screw to give you a little bit more leverage. Alrighty, once that's in place, you'll take the top C and you'll find the small groove on that top. You'll line that piece up with side A so the grooves create one long line. Again, take 2 screws and roughly put them into place, trying to make the top flush with the side. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then again, you'll take your screwdriver and just tighten up those spots. And then do the same thing with the bottom screw. Again, pull it to the edge of the counter, and you'll have a little bit more room to screw that bottom screw into place. And there you go, that's step 1. For step 2, we'll be sliding the back into the parts that we've already assembled. To To begin, I think it's easiest if you flip the already assembled parts up so the line, you can completely see the line, and A is facing upwards. Next, take piece E, which is the back of your bread box, and make sure that the grain is going vertically or the stripes are up and down. Next, you'll take this piece and slide it into the grooves of the top and the bottom. Push down as much as you can. You'll see it sticks up a little bit. That's perfectly normal because this fits into the groove of the other side. For step 3, we'll be turning our already assembled bread box, taking F, unraveling it, and putting the roll top into place. So you just kind of assemble it into the track. Doesn't really matter where. And then once you get it into the groove, just pull it back a little bit from the bottom D. For step 4, we'll be adding the other side onto the assembly of our bread box. So to begin, again, it has the same grooves. We're going to just start by lining the thin groove up with the back side and this curved edge with the roll top. I think it's easiest if you start with the back and then move to the roll top. Next, we'll place our 4 screws into place. Again, you can go back and tighten them up with a screwdriver once you kind of have them all set. Then take a screwdriver and just tighten them up. Make sure they're nice and tight so then the roll top door functions properly. And as you tighten the screws, you'll notice that this side becomes a little bit more flush with either the top or the bottom. Then flip it around and do the same exact thing. Making sure they're nice and tight. Then once you are done, you can set it up. And you're good to go. For step 6, we're going to take the shelf and put it into place. Now that we have our roll top working, just open it up, slide the shelf into place, and there you go. The shelf also doubles as a cutting board as well as a serving plate. Once this is in place, we can also go ahead and put our bread slicer in the bottom if that's what you prefer, as well as putting our tongs on top or just right inside of the bread box. You're good to go.